Ren for Tales here, bringing you episode 3 of the Byzantine Empire campaign season 2 of Crusader Kings II, of course. And last we left off, we managed to annex all of the Bulgarian kingdom and gave it over to this guy. And so now we actually own Bulgaria, and he can actually raise us a good 2,000 men. So he'll take care of that. And for him, and from here on out, we will definitely go and try to expand different ways as much as we can. Probably do Holy War or changing our religion. And of course, the Mongol Empire is slowly making their way across to us. They got some provinces here, like, really scattered about, which I find really confusing. And they are fairly powerful with still 120,000 men, just slightly more than what we have as the Byzantine Empire. So we need to be on concern for that. But first off, one question I've been asked about playing Crusader Kings II is how that's our management system works. And so whenever you're running an empire or kingdom or have anyone that's below you, everyone has to have some part or some way to manage the lands. And so a lot of the time, whenever you're playing the game, you'll end up coming across vassals who become distrustful or don't like your current realm. And so they'll always want to change the way they want the realm to be ruled, as NPCs. And so if you ever want to see the best way to ever find out which vassals you want to see or don't like you simply go to your vassals here. You simply click the opinion tab to go all the way from the worst to go to the top. And you can see here who hates you, and then when you hover over this icon here, it tells you why people really dislike you. As you see, the Baron here kind of dislikes me because I raised levies for way too long and I'm having too many held duchies. And that's understandable. And it does show you here that because he doesn't like me, he doesn't give me as much money as he could. And so if you look out here, you can go see vassals who definitely like me, and you find the Duke I just recently gave the islands to. He pays me 30 ducats a year because he really likes me a lot. So, he pays me exactly what is due. If you don't really care too much, if you really don't want to keep looking at which vassals are that important, and if you're not really looking to change the law into your realm, which you really get a lot of people's opinions up in order to change it, you can easily just go over to your factions menu here, and you can see who really is within the realm, who's sure is strong enough to contest you. So you can see here you have a few vassals here, some people who are kind, some dukes that really don't like me, kind of unopinionated here. And you can see if they can become enough trouble here, they'll eventually rebel if they get enough supporters. And so one of the main reasons why it could usually happen to have vassals dislike you is usually because of lack of, there's usually a severe lack of management they have. As you can see here in the factions menu, the main reason why I'm getting some negative debuffs is because I'm having too many held duchies. And when you have too many held duchies, that usually means you're holding duchy titles that you probably should not be owning, especially if you are a emperor. And so the two I've really found, not that one, is this one here, which is the Duchy of, I'm not pronounce that. And because it's the duchies' two provinces here, I can simply give it off to him. And once he owns it, it gives a nice opinion boost, because I technically shouldn't be really owning this land myself. He should be owning it. And because I will give the land to him, it also gave me an opinion of 60 to him directly. And now it changes over to 75 once the day passes. But you see it's already updated here. I already gave him a duchy that he really wanted. That negative penalty for desiring it, and as well as title claimant, has gone away. And now he only likes me for petty reasons because I'm lustful and he's chaste. And also I'm still holding too many held duchies. So going to this guy here, this other guy who kind of dislikes me because he still really wants the theme of Samos. We can give him the vice royalty of the Samos here. And even though, everyone's going to like me by -1, which doesn't really matter too much, he now likes me 75, because even though he gets a 30 plus for vice royalty, it's going to be at 45 default because, you know, I simply gave him everything he wanted. And as you can see, Too Many Hill Duchy is now at 10%, or minus 10, which I'm only holding a few duchies that are not really needed. Let's see. I'm holding this duchy specifically of Thrace, and I can go and just destroy that, which now no one owns it, and that should be able to fix that. Yeah, that Too Many Hill Duchies. And because I simply own all these 3 provinces here directly, I don't think it's really going to matter that much about people really caring. You have all these people here that are mayors within the counties themselves, but since they are not a count, they don't really care. And so if you're really having other problems with people not really liking you within the realm, as you can already see, a lot of people really like me. You have this one baron here that does not, and he's really just upset because I've held vassal levies raised too long. But for most feudal countries, people are going to be upset because you raise up their land. So the easiest way to really change this, and here's the wrong religion, so he kind of hates me because I am a foreigner, and also religious difference, which, since he is French, he likes me less. What I can simply do is give him a gift to really make him like me a bit more. As well as that, I can also give him a title, so he likes me just slightly a bit more. And once raised levies can go away, since he is the incorrect religion, I can simply then make him, well, my religion. I can slowly demand his religious conversion, which then in turn will make him like me even more because he will have the religious difference go away. I can't change the culture unless he really wants to change the culture himself. But eventually, over time, he will eventually turn over to my religion. As you see, raised levy is now going down. And now he'll be able to change to my religion because he likes me at 36. And I'm also trying to find a white stag. But you already saw that. Let's see. Spent weeks in the wilderness to infiltrate your prey. Vain failure, so become humble. Brick trait. But yeah, now he is a Orthodox Christian, and now he likes me even more because I'm the correct religion. And that's kind of the simplest way to fix things. You can host a feast during the fall, I believe, but it only costs 25 gold, and I do believe that actually, you do it at November, and then after every feast you have, you gain +5 opinion from everyone that attends it, for the most part. But if you really want to try just doing quick fixes to your empire, all you have to do is simply go to the person that, you know, kind of doesn't really like you, and if you really have a lot of money, just simply gift them. And so simply they like me at 49 now. And also if you decide to right click and give him a title, now he's gone. It's kind of the easiest way to do vassal management. It's not too difficult, honestly. As long as you have your realm managed well, you shouldn't really be having too much of a problem. Once your empire does become bigger though, if you have king titles, all you have to do is bury everyone else that's within your realm under them, and at least if you placate your kings, which, you know, cost a lot more money to, you know, make them a lot happier, they at least won't rebel against you. And so once you get to the part where you're owning large parts of the map, all you gotta do is have a bunch of kings that, you know, are directly under you, or place a bunch of counts and dukes under them, and just placate the kings, and you should be all set. As long as you're emperor title, of course. And if you're not, well, just simply go from your count or dukeness and just try to build up as quickly as possible. And that's kind of, in a nutshell, how vassal management works. There's also, you can switch over to carousing, and if you can also try to make friends as best you can, so that once you have friends that, you know, will be over here, the top area here, you can invite people to carousing, and they'll also like you as well. You can also join a society. So if you join, you know, Lucifer's Zone or, you know, Community of St. Basil, and you end up going and having people within the realm that are also the same, in the same society, and you do stuff with them, they'll also like you a bit more as well. And that's kind of vassal management in a nutshell. As long as you don't try to screw over a lot of people within a realm, then you should be fine. Changing law will also have a good way to have people dislike you or like you. Yeah, so if you end up changing laws to have vassal war declaration changed, or if you revoke titles, you see having imperial administration gives you less vassal opinion by doing so. But let's say you want to go and change the law. Let's say I want to go have revoked title by religious reasons. I could have a council consideration, but since I pretty much nearly abolished the council, because everything is in my favour, I don't really need to consider it. So if you want to get law changed, you can see here that people kind of in between. And since most people within the realm kind of like me, they'll most likely vote for the law. But I can always set myself to go and give some opinion boosters here. Now he likes me at 63. You can sway some people here. He likes me at 100. And anyone else I can throw in for just more opinion should make it a lot easier to convince. And so since we have this here, most people now voting within my favour, and there we go, got a law that I wanted to get done. So now since we have revoked title by religious reasons, we can now, revoke people who hold the incorrect religion and make sure we can designate the realm properly. And that's kind of one of the steps you need to also do whenever you try to do world conquest map, or if you try to make everyone the same religion. You definitely need to focus on trying to go and get that law passed so you can revoke people who are not the same religion. It works especially well if you inherit kingdoms and they're not the same religion. Because even though this guy here is Orthodox, if he wasn't and I invited my court and gave him the kingdom title, I could simply immediately revoke the title. And then also revoke everyone else who was in the kingdom themselves. I think I've shown that before in other world conquest, land conquests I've done before. So if you really want to make one culture, one religion, that's how you're really able to do it. Enough of my rambling. So the first step I'm going to do for world conquest is simply, getting back Anatolia through Rum. And since the Sultan of Rum kinda is very weak, it wouldn't be the worst idea in the world just to go and declare some holy walls, even though the holy wall is not really the best. I don't have any major holy walls I can throw at him. But I don't think he's going to have many allies. He is Sunni, so technically speaking, if all the Sunni faith that's able to come to his aid, but if we work fast enough, as always, we should be fine. Of course, it's also the year 1236, so I'm wondering when the Aztec invasion is going to come. We won't really care about too much until they start moving more through Europe. But it did say it's going to come at the earliest of the 13th century, so they should be coming any year. I've been waiting for it pretty much the entire time. But since the Mongol Empire has been placated with that non-aggression pact, as long as our daughter is still, living, she should maintain that non-aggression pact there, but kind of need to survive. But regardless though, we'll see the Sultan of Rum. Let's go ask for the, let's see, it's a good province to ask for. We have these 2 provinces here, we have these 2 here. There's one that was 3, we can get these 3 here. And slightly weaken this young kid here. So declare the Holy War. And pretty much raise all the vassal levy. And let's keep our own demise out of the fight. The longer we keep our own demise out, the better off we're going to be. Simply because of the fact that it will keep factions down. Though people are actually a bit upset because we do have his levies raised too long, but they're not going to care too much. We're the Byzantine Empire, we don't care. So we'll go hire about 8,000 men to do our dirty work. And I don't think they'll be able to rally too much men against them. And if they do, well, we'll just have to work faster to take care of them. So we do have 26,000 men. Let's go split in half. And send one group here, send the other group down here. And the rise of the Shia has now come back. Where's the Shia? Here. Shia? Hello, Shia. Where are you? I'm not seeing it. They're mystery. Let's go get some men charge. Go curve something. Let's go assault the provinces that we need to go assault. That should make the well, a lot easier. We inherited a barony that we don't care about. It's in Constantinople, so we go simply create a new vassal. And there we go. Already at 51% of the wall done. He won't surrender recently, but we also sacked the castle. Ooh, silver bracelets. I do love some pretty things, pretty shiny things. Ooh. I do love ransacking and stealing people's stuff. My own relics for me. Let's see. So my bishop is pocketing his own money. And I'm going to lose 50 piety if I do anything, so I don't really care. Honestly, minus 10 opinion from different people within the realm is not going to be too much of a problem. The kidnappers overpowered me and made sure I could not call for help by stuffing a filthy rag into a mouth. Luckily, did not get far away with me. My nephew and the guards managed to free me and capture them. Oh, so I got captured by someone. Didn't even realise. Also, in the same token, I have a new duchy. So there we go. Only with some few money, we were able to get through with that. And we are slightly bigger and slightly messier. So you also need to pick an ambition, so you can see them prosper. Okay. So if anyone's curious about what best way to reorganise a bit of land, I'll show you how. So if you're ever curious about having to have the best way to hand out titles, don't press this button here. Don't let someone do it for you, the AI, because they'll do a really bad job of it. So the one thing you want to do is to go down to your decisions bar and go and either find a noble in court, which will cost money, or hire a holy man, which costs 25 piety no matter how big or small your empire is. A noble will give you more, I suppose, stewardship bonuses, which is fairly good. It's something I wouldn't change all too much, but holy man is cheaper. So if you hire a few priests to have in your realm, and go find your find characters button, you go to find characters button by pressing your period button. And so you want to find a man, men who are not in prison, who isn't really matter if they're married or not, but definitely not a ruler, within your Diplo range, my religion, my culture, who are adults, and also not from a great house. And so once you have this full list, it's organised by stewardship. As long as they're not a eunuch, you can be able to give off this this land to people. And so you have this one commander here which has 10 stewardship, it's pretty good. And you also have the land here from someone who's at war, the Mongols. But I have all the people here. So I can't really get rid of the duchy title because the Sultan of Rome is at war. But what I can at least do is find the counties I want to get rid of and simply give off the land here. And you got to refresh the search court button once more, because then since they're a ruler, you don't want to keep giving too much land out to everyone. And it really just depends on how you want to play it. You can either way give the entire duchy to one person, which makes them a lot stronger, or you can give it to individual people for them to rule, which makes them not as strong. And in the same token, that'll make it so that they won't be able to revolt a lot easier. Making them stronger will make them more, and making them be able to declare wars on them on their own. But if you're already assigning a king to do it for you, then why does it really matter? Because the dukes won't really do it for you. They're not as strong to be able to take the land for themselves. So I just find some random people in my court who are not ambitious, because you don't want to find someone who can stab you in the back easily. But paranoid's okay. So the bigger one you don't want to give away is the one trait you don't want to give to people is ambitious, because that means they'll be able to they'll really dislike even though you give them land eventually, and they'll want to stab you back someday, which is something you probably don't really want to do. Anyway, we are threatening, and unfortunately the way threats really work is that people are going to hold a defensive pact against me, and so you can actually see everyone else around here already is a defensive pact because they're scared, and so there's not really much you can do about that except for just waiting it out or just going in and just declaring war on them regardless, which isn't the worst thing in the world to do, as long as you're more powerful than the enemy, of course. But we'll let some time pass, especially since vassals are a bit peeved that I've raised up levies for too long. Let's see. In our first outing in the wild, I found a messenger left amidst wildflowers dressed in my quarter Philippia. The would-be lover is waiting for her by the stream near the camp. Am I supposed to protect someone? Someone is trying to use my friend. Interesting. The world is a dangerous place and deviant plots are everywhere. Rumors have reached that you people trying to kill my son. That's a bit worrying actually. Can you go into hiding? I need to hide you. That's not good. Could I tell you that people trying to kill you? Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's that known. We'll go and support some team. And I chose the winning team. Blues managed to come out on top. Bizarre. My patient daughter seemed to fall over here is in love with one of your bodyguards. Let's see. No, you know what? I think you need to marry someone within the Mongol Empire, because we just need another person, another wife. Marry my other daughter. Actually, no, wait. How about we marry into the Roman Empire? And this boy... yeah, patrol though. How about you marry my daughter? Difference in age, no, it's a bit too much. Is anyone I can marry my daughter off to? Perfect. Marry my daughter. Matrilineal. Okay. We'll marry into Sicily and hopefully reclaim this realm. There we go. Let's see. And my daughter wants to kill someone. Why? Why must you do this? You're ruining our reputation. And one of my commanders has approved slightly. Cool. Oh, I have a cough. I'm going to die soon. I'm going to be my terrible, terrible son. Who's like really bad at everything. And my dog made me not stress anymore. Let's see. Hey. Shut the gates. Do it. I need an altar button that does this actually. So when a disease comes, I don't have to care about it. I have consumption. And it gave me hot goat's milk with honey. Well, I'm glad I'm okay. No, I have fatigue. As the day drags on, seemingly never ending, can barely keep your eyes open. I'm going to die. My courtier informs you that someone suffering from an epidemic having the rest of your side put you at risk. I mean, you're just around in courtier, so yeah, you can leave. Interesting. These are dark days. My son has been beset by the strange rashes and episodes of delirium over the last few weeks. I've just been informed that he's afflicted by camp fever. Yeah, can you... Oh, man, I'm going to die. One moment you're shivering and sweating and I have a fever. And the Mongol Empire has in trouble when your petty nobles who's visiting Karakorum, his behavior is becoming unacceptable. Quite a statement, and I'll have to take some action soon. Who? Who's here? I mean, it's only 100 prestige, so whatever. I'm going to die anyway. Does it really matter that much? Let's see. You're thrown between waves of chills and sweats. Food lost its appeal. And no amount of sleep seems to remedy your fatigue. I have consumption. I called a physician. He's come to see you and offers treatment for your illness. He explains there's several different types of treatment he can offer. I'm brave, so I can try the experimental one. But since your learning is at 13, I'm just... Yeah, do the well-tested one. And he presents you with the charred carcass of a cat, prompted you to dig in, asked you A, he told you how you chased a plump feline around a holding for hours. You felt as he wanted to praise the hard work, but the well-tasted meal kept you silent. But it did work. I had successful treatment, so hopefully I won't die, but I could die in a second since I am actually almost 70. And my son died at 25. Oh, gonna play as my daughter, who's already married off to random guy. This actually is not good. So since we're kind of panicking here, we need to go and immediately go find a woman who's not in prison, who's not married, not a ruler. Search the realm for someone who's young. And we're going to do some genetics. We're going to find the gene pool. This one's attractive. So if I can just marry you real quick. No. Look, I'll marry anyone. Oh, I have a contagious disease, so I need to actually survive my disease first. Which then I can die in a second. Honestly, I wouldn't blame him. I'd blame anyone if I just die in a second. But we'll have to murder my husband if I play as my daughter. I try to get a good night's sleep, but I'm tormented by horrible recurring nightmares of people, and the pleas for help and the hurtful words begin to hurt me. Suppose I'll open up the gates. I'm already 6, so does it really matter anyway? But go find the white stag. We'll keep the hunting focus on. It's been weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but to no avail. And I have infection. Oh, this is pretty bad. Also, Jerusalem had a jihad that was successful, which actually makes the Ayyubidid very powerful and someone I'm going to have to fight sooner rather than later. Oh no. My courtier. Yep, no ambition please. Okay, just survive this infection. My hunting dog, yeah, needs to be trained. I want to get some money. I'll die rich. My daughter is getting weaker and weaker. My court physician, who's not really good, needs to just fix this. Ports reach you about a ship that's just docked in Galas. The ship is called Stormy Gold, and on board resides the renowned physician Hippolos the Sea Devil, who's currently in the employ of the ship's captain. Will it lodge some money? Jury physician who will even take a presidency court instead. Oh, did our court physician die? Don't tell me court physician died. The court physician died. Okay, so we're gonna get this level 20 guy actually. And he's going to do his job for me. Okay, since you're level 20 and I'm brave, we're going to do experimental. Let's see. He informed me that he identified the tainted tissue which the root of the disease, and removing it would most likely cure you. You must please agree to surgery, however in hindsight you wish the table told you that the tissue was your face. Oh, so my face is now disfigured. That's not good. I should get a second my court physician on my daughter, so that she can live. Suppose not. Okay, well, on the same token though, we have new options the merry. I'm an ugly man. But look. I'll get my prestige back. Marry this lady, who's my new wife, my new waifu. And from here we're going to make babies as quickly as possible. My courtier Leon's offered to travel to the Byzantine Empire on the mission to bring glory to Byzantine Empire. Please, my lord, he says, be a humble servant, strengthen all relations with the emperor. Yeah, go ahead. Why not? And after 5 years, my empire is now prospering. And I think they actually, one of my dukes did take a piece of land. And I have one granddaughter. Okay. She's illegitimate, which is not exactly the best thing to have. But how can I complain? See, my dog loves me. We do have dangerous factions appearing as an 114% of my strength. And I'm done. Well, he died at infected wound. Never wanted anyone to make a fuss over his accomplishments. He's a godly man. Okay, so this actually is kind of a bad start. We are married to my husband, who's actually possessed him really bad, so we're actually going to murder him. Which will get rid of the non-aggression pact that I have with the Mongol Empire, but you know what? Does it really matter? So we kind of have to go backpedaling here and start pretty much fixing up the empire. Because a lot of people are not going to like me. But as long as I keep a cool head about it, I should be fine. So we'll proselytize a few places, we'll have to perform statecraft, and we need to set crown focus on the capital. And the council is in discontent, but it doesn't matter because I am kind of powerful already. Okay. So we need to sort out the court, because now everyone hates me. Let's see, so we'll find a dangerous faction slot. Have a bunch of people who hate me, of course. So we'll simply just go give some plentiful donations since you have a bunch of money. The power of money compels you. The power of money compel you. If you could just not rebel, that would be the greatest thing of all time. But we need a son, and we also need to murder our husband. I have chest pain. We do have a disease in capital, but I don't think we're going to work out that well. Let's see. Someone wants to make it easier for peasants to reach central holdings. Might as well. I have consumption. And I need a better court position here. Certainly illness was caused by too much laughter. She told you, bade everyone tell you jokes. Okay, interesting. Oh, now I have consumption. Yeah, Bolt is trying to get this fixed now. He handed you a plate of grey powdery substance on it. Apparently it consisted of ground up scabs from person in worst state you. Told you lean in and inhale as much as you can through your nose. Oh great, I'm just gonna die. My courtier discussed lengthy how the water route through a Chinese town seemed to be constantly crowded by traffic. And he introduced me to a courtier. Gained 300 grace with the Jin Empire. Interesting. Good diplomacy. Give you that. Wrong religion. But I do need to keep this empire from crumbling now. Let's see. If they rebel, it's not the worst thing in the world. We also do have a adventurer coming. And I wake up rejuvenated. Realize you passed and I no longer have consumption. It's okay, it's good. We're doing great. We're not murdering our husband yet. Why we're not doing husband murdering? Let me do that actually. I need to murder my husband. I have 167 plot power and yet no one wants to murder my husband. That's a dumb thing for my father to do, marry me off to this horrible, horrible man that we just need to get rid of. Okay. Can we do it? Aha! And no loose ends. Okay. So now we murdered our husband. So what we need to do now is find a man who's not in prison, definitely not married, he's not a ruler within diplo range, who can join my court, my religion, my culture. Okay, we have two options. Excuse me. Okay. So we have someone who's quick, someone who's strong. I also don't care who they are as long as they are good genetics. So send you a gift or arrange a marriage between, there we go. Yeah, so do matrilineal, marry this random man, who is Greek and is Orthodox. And now our realm should be secured, though we don't have a lot of main size. We have to pick a winner. So hopefully we can get children quickly. Definitely see the family focus. We can do that a year. Unfortunately my stewardship skill is not that great. A jihad for Anatolia. Oh wait. Serious. So the Sultan of... Wait. Excuse me. So some random guy here, kid here, is declaring jihad. Well, at the very least, people are going to like the fact that I'm defending against infidel. It's interesting. How powerful is this kid anyway? 16,000, that's not that bad. I do need to manage my own realm though. Do you have a courtier who is excellent? It's also a hunchback. And I have a husband. I mean, I have a child with my husband. It's wonderful news. Now I can actually get the realm back in order. I'll also pick the family focus. Let's see. And the Trebizond War for the leader of a host who has 8,000 men. So I don't think you're going to do that well. So I'll just march over the troops here to take care of that host. Let's see. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Palace, you'll enjoy a late supper at the Great Palace of Constantinople, samplings new wines brought in from the provinces when the sound of distant explosions heard. When the chandelier above began to sway with shockwaves hit a second later. Dust trickles down from the roof and you dismay some of it lands in your wine. You hurry over to the balcony overlooking the city. Tense fire burning in one of the warehouse docks. The nearby water in the Golden Horn is also ablaze, and the fires already spread to several ships busily in it. While the crew is on the process of abandoning them, the harbour area is rocked by flurry of smaller explosions of the burning warehouse. Let's go find out what the problem with that. And send these men here to eliminate the horde. Our best mind you. Sifting through the ashes, next day after the fires finally burned out, you inspect the ruins of a warehouse with your bodygun. You learn from your advisors that this building is housed as primarily stockpiled liquid fire, or Greek fire as it's commonly referred to outside the Empire. The slow burning liquid can set water itself aflame and deliver the content to help save it from more than one siege. Damage done to the warehouse and the harbour area is the least of your concerns, however. No trace remains of the liquid formula, a closely guarded Byzantine state secret since the 7th century. Or the alchemists who were working in the warehouse. Without them, the formula, while liquid fire has been cut off. Interesting. Also, assemble a mob to trade post. May as well. Let's see. Some scholars gone from the world and left behind alone and heartbroken. It's my love or something. Okay. Thanks to God mercy, we know the visitors at the grave. I arrived some hours mere yards from the cold body to contemplate the fragility of life and love. I returned to chambers by a sign sent from Nicholas to find a second charm on the floor. Interesting. I also have a son! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. And you're gonna be a gonna learn some etiquette. Yes, named Theodorus after my father, who kind of died. My labour is difficult and I feel that something's wrong with me. The midwives are worried. I feel so terribly weak. I no longer ignore the irritation in my throat, begin to violently cough. A monk has also visited from Greece. He wants a donation of some gold to monasteries. May as well. Underhand a rogue, command courtier. Oh, and 18,000 men marching to take my holy land. Yeah, it's a lot of people who are really wanting my land. I don't think there's any holy orders I can go and I can hire. But I think in the meantime though, I'm going to call it upon here, so I'll see you in the next part. We go and fight off all of the infidels who are kind of really wanting to declare war on me. Isn't that exciting? I'll see you then, and goodbye.